What's up? What's up, Builders Club TV Nation? You got Dewan Jones here, your professional stay-at-home dad, and I am fired up and super excited, family. Let me tell you why. We got an iconic legend on the show tonight, family. You probably know the name Rob Sperry. We spent a little time in the home business, online internet marketing, network marketing industry, entrepreneur, social media strategist, author, speaker, and the man does it all, and he's helping a lot of people, has helped a lot of people in his amazing career. We have the honor to speak with him tonight. Thank you for tuning in to the Builders Club TV show. We're so appreciative and honored that you guys are, talking about the show, the platform, sharing the information about what we're doing here in Builders Club TV world. Again, our goal is to share extreme value with this industry. Let me make sure that we have our good friend Rob on the show with us. Rob, can you hear me okay?
I'm here. Hopefully the camera's good, lighting's good enough, right?
Oh man, you look like Hollywood right about now, man.
I appreciate it. Likewise, anytime I can provide value, it's fun. It energizes me.
Awesome. So if we can be a little bit nosy, man, can you tell us, because we see the brand of, Rob Sperry, but we want to find out what happened before the brand. What was Rob Sperry doing before you started writing books and you started helping all these people around the world? What was life like before the Rob Sperry we know today?
I was the wannabe entrepreneur. What's the wannabe entrepreneur? The wannabe entrepreneur is the individual that is like all in on wanting to become an entrepreneur, right? So they're doing whatever it takes to become an entrepreneur, but they aren't doing anything much about it. So I was running a tennis club. I played tennis, I taught tennis, I played semi-professional tennis,
Wow.
I played college tennis. I was the tennis guy, buying every small business magazine, buying every entrepreneur magazine, picking every single successful person's brain at the tennis club. But when I say successful person, I mean, there's two individuals that sold their companies for over $1 billion at the tennis club. There's other individuals that are highly successful. And I'm like, to me, they're excited because I'm teaching them tennis. I'm excited because I want to learn from them. And that's what I did over the course of 4 years is I didn't know I was preparing myself, and I didn't realize I was the wannabe entrepreneur, but I was. In my mind, I was going to do all these big things, but I was doing nothing.
Right. Wow. So, your job became somewhat of a university for you. That's pretty amazing. So talk to us, fast forward a little bit, when you started to look into the home business industry and how you discovered that.
Yeah, before I actually always laughed. I made fun of it. I thought it was always the blind leading the blind. I always thought it was, clueless person showing clueless person how to become more clueless. I know this sounds blunt and abrupt and rude. I'm just like the inner thoughts. It was like no plan or anything. And one of the people at the tennis club had made at that time over $20 million. And I taught his kids tennis for 3 years, but he was retired and wasn't doing anything network marketing wise. And he comes to me one day and just basically, long story short, tells me he's coming out of retirement. And I'm thinking, oh, great. Like, what are we going to do? Real estate? Because he's in real estate. And he's like, no. He tells me it's network marketing. I'm like, are you kidding me? He's like, no. He's like, you'd be crazy not to do it. He's like, the lifestyle I've created that you see with all this time freedom is from network marketing. He said, done wrong, it is your biggest nightmare. Done right is your greatest dream. And I thought, I'm curious. I'm intrigued. And so that's what really started the transition. It was a connection with someone that I had really a lot of respect for. And they approached me the right way. He didn't approach me in hype. He actually told me, this will be the hardest thing that you ever do, but it will be the most worthwhile.
And you didn't run for the mountains?
So different, right? Than most are just like hyping everything up. And this guy's telling me this is the hardest thing you're ever going to do, but it's going to be the most worthwhile.
Wow. And so, I mean, most people, like I said, would have ran for the mountains when they heard that. But you chose to take the red pill. Tell us why.
I think all decisions we make are based off of a vision. And the vision that he painted and the vision that I interpreted and the vision that I believed was I always wanted to be that dad. I always wanted to be that husband. I always want to be the dad and husband that took family trips. My favorite quote of all time is die with memories, not with dreams.
Love it.
And this last year I did 7 family vacations. That's what I'm most proud of.
Wow.
And then several vacations without the kids. I took my wife to Europe. I took my wife to Australia. I'm actually taking her to New Zealand in 2 weeks.
Wow.
And so I do a lot with the kids, a lot without. But that's the vision that was painted. It's like Tony Robbins says, all the decisions we make are based on our association of pain and pleasure. And I had an association of, sure, there's going to be some pain. So I was okay with pain and work ethic and get my butt kicked as long as I knew at the end of the tunnel there was light and that I could make it happen. So I always say that everything worthwhile is always harder than we think it's going to be. That's just a success principle. It's no different with home-based businesses. Most people think it's going to be easier than it really is, but that's just everything. I have an incredible marriage, a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. 4 incredible kids, way harder than I thought it was going to be. My favorite time is in the morning when I get to see them, and then at night when I don't have to see them anymore. So it's both, right? Like it's just a success principle.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Can you tell us, even though you decided to take that red pill and you got started, everybody sees the success today. You're taking your wife to New Zealand, right? But your first year, right? They always say is the hardest mountain to climb. What was that mountain like for Rob Sperry?
Oh, I mean, the epitome of a roller coaster. When things go well, we always think they're better than they really are. When things go poorly, we think they're worse than they really are. We become drama kings and queens. So my first month, I crushed it. I'm like, I'm going to be making $50K a month within 6 months, and I'm going to be going to Bora Bora and all over the world. And this is so incredible, right?
Right.
And then my 5th month in the business, given I had quit my job way too soon, let me preface this. I worked 80 hours a week because I was a worker, but I didn't know how to work or what to do. And I ended up making less than $400 for the month. And I worked 80 hours a week.
Wow.
So then it was like, this is impossible. Everyone else is lucky. Right place, right time, right? So I was the drama king internally. I'm not like that externally. I'm more of an introvert, so I didn't express that emotion to anyone. But inside, I had this turmoil and these inner battles that I was going through. And as I was going through these inner battles, it was brutal. And it took me really going through that to recommit, because we all know the hardest person that you're ever going to have to recruit is yourself. And you can say you've recruited yourself, but it takes going through trials and being tested to see if you really are committed and how committed you are. And I had to go through that. And when I came out on the other end, it's not that my check was huge, but I tripled my volume and it was better, and it never went below that. And then in 10 months, I finally ended up reaching, when I say finally, it was a high level, and it was the fastest that year for anyone in $1 billion company. So I thought I was done. I thought I'd arrived. I had massive setbacks with people quitting that were great, or, every so often a leader, looking at doing another business or leaving to another company. So I still had massive trials and setbacks, even though I thought after 10 months I had arrived. But it's the whole test before the testimony, struggle before the story, the mess before the message. I didn't realize I was going to have to go through that much.
Wow. That's amazing. To switch gears just a little bit, because I am interested in knowing how you position yourself so well online, because one of the big narratives you hear out there, conversations or in the home business arena, is offline versus online. People still trying to figure that out today, right? Even though the internet's like this big, massive machine where most entrepreneurs are tapping into it. Did you start off online, or how did Rob Sperry start in the game?
I had so much fear of judgment, just to be 100% real, that even after I'd made millions of dollars, I didn't post anything online about my business at all.
Wow.
Because I just didn't want people to misinterpret it the wrong way and Didn't want to come off as flashy or salesy or pitchy. Then, yes, I did become known as one of the top 10 social media experts, which is ironic given my past. And I had to learn to do it the right way. I had to learn to focus more on, I always recommend 4+ posts a week that are about you and your life. And then if you're going to do a couple business related, focus more on giving the value to them, right? If I'm going to talk to someone about a weight loss company, it's not, hey, join my company, we've got a special sale. No, instead it's going to be my top 3 tips on, top 3 tips on how to lose more weight, or top 3 myths there are for losing weight, right? I'm going to provide value for people as you're doing. So what I teach people now is the more that online has become bigger, the more offline is still important, but it's offline for culture, for connection and big events. It's online just enhances the speed of everything else. So you can talk to more people, you can have more influence, you can do attraction marketing, all these different things. And so online done right creates more speed, and the offline is what solidifies the culture, the retention, the loyalty. But as far as being polished online, I didn't feel comfortable public speaking for 7 years, even when I had done really well.
Wow.
And I didn't feel comfortable even after that doing lives, Facebook lives, for an entire year. It wasn't until, I don't know, maybe 3-4 years ago where I finally started feeling comfortable. I just did it. Even though I'd made a lot of money and done really well, I didn't feel comfortable. I felt really just insecure and awkward, and how I could be myself and all of those different things. But I just did it because the vision was big enough.
Wow. And you've actually become one of the most notable coaches out there. I want to ask you real quick, because a lot of people are looking to drive in that lane. They want to become the coach of coaches, right? You see a lot of people already branding themselves as the coach of coaches. Any advice for somebody who wants to really get into that world, become the next Rob Sperry?
Yeah. So, the first thing is always follow your passion. Make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. For me, I've thought about it. And if I were building and I were making twice as much as I am coaching, which would I do? And I would still be coaching. So the first thing is do it for the right reasons, or else it won't work at all. The next thing is understand in the network marketing profession, I know almost all of the coaches, there's less than 10 that make over $150,000 a year. Less than 10. There aren't that many. So it's not like everybody thinks, well, this is easy, I'm just going to teach. It's a lot harder than people think. So that's the second bit of advice. And the third bit of advice is just make sure you keep your integrity, because too many people, they're doing coaching and building, but then they're naturally attracted to, right, your coaching. And so it ends up becoming where you're just poaching everyone from every other company. And then people are like, well, how can they trust you as a coach? Because that's the whole confidence, is they're trusting you to train their teams and edifying you if you breach that integrity. And many do it right, most do it wrong when they're doing both. And so that's the next piece of advice. And then the last one goes along as one of the most important. Just deliver crazy value. I didn't plan on coaching. I think it was 4 years where I didn't miss a day of posting. And I ended up doing probably 250 Facebook Lives before I launched my first course. And that wasn't out of design. I'm not saying you have to do that many, but I had provided so much value that people were asking for more. They were asking for it. And so it was a natural transition. So even if you're more deliberate, focus on value. Between my personal Facebook, my paid subscription group, my free Facebook group, my leadership group for 6 and 7 figure earners that are in network marketing, I'm literally, emails, I'm literally delivering 4 different pieces of content at a minimum every single day to different audiences. So I'm just focusing on value, 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 value.
Amazing. Speaking of value, you have the book, The Game of Conquering. Can't wait to read it. Why do people need to read this book? Rob, can you tell us about it?
Yeah, so I don't ever want to write a book just to write a book, because books are expensive business cards. The way to take expensive
Wow.
training and then sell it 99% off. So it's got to have impact in order to make sense. And books have had a huge impact on me. So I thought about it. And I was thinking, what's the first book everyone should read? And there were lots of different books. I thought, is it the first book I wrote, The Game of Networking? Is it my good friend Eric Worre? Is it his book, Go Pro? Is it, my good friend Fraser Brooks, just freaking awesome? I know you're going to be interviewing him. Is it his book? I went through all these books and I'm like, I don't think any of those books, including my first one, is the first book everyone should read, Network Marketing. I don't think it exists. And some people are like, well, what do you mean? And I thought about it, is I still teach and will always teach. Skills and systems are absolutely critical. But mindset will eat skills and systems for breakfast. Without the right mindset, without the proper mindset, you will never get to the skills and systems. You just never get there. Like, you're never going to begin. You're never going to overcome your fears to challenge yourself. And so I wrote the book with the premise of that. And it's all geared towards network marketers. It's all geared towards the top 5 fears, which was based on a poll of several hundred serious network marketers that responded to this poll, this survey I did, on their top fears. And there were about 30 fears listed. I took the top 5 and I wrote an entire book to help you to conquer your fears. And also, I always say good leaders have vision, great leaders give vision, to teach your teams on how they can overcome their fears, because we all have different fears, new levels, new devils, and it's how do we help each other overcome that to be able to conquer those limiting beliefs. And so it's only been out a month, but the response has just been absolutely phenomenal. It's been so fun to see, and it's been just a huge passion of mine is writing these books.
Wow. I'm definitely gonna get my copy and post it on social media. Man, this has been great talking to you, man. I know there's so much more that we can get from you, pick your brain. Unfortunately, we don't have all the time in the world, but we definitely got to have you back, Rob, to talk to us. Can you give out your social media, website, or anything like that you might have?
Yeah, for sure. So you can find me on Rob Sperry for Facebook, Instagram. It's at The Game of Networking. And then if you go to www.thegameofconquering.com, you'll find my book. It's not on Amazon, it's not anywhere else, but I do ship it out for free. And so you can find it there, and you just pay for the book and then you get free shipping anywhere in the world. So excited for you to learn and to strategize, and for you to go through that book. And Juan, I really appreciate you making time, and it's such an honor for having the opportunity to be on with you, and love what you're doing and the value that you're providing. And you're doing it, my man. You're focusing on value. Just huge props to you. I really appreciate it.
Means a ton coming from you, man. Rob, if you have about 2 minutes, I know the family's going to kill me if I don't do this with you. We play a game with our guests. We call it a word of advice with a mentor. And the way we play it's simple. I throw a few words at you. You give us back a word of advice using that word. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, let's play, man. The first word that I have for you, Rob, is dominate.
Rich people think long-term, poor people think short-term. If you want to dominate 2020 and beyond, then you need to have a rich person's perspective. That's spiritually, financially, physically, mentally, and in all aspects of life. So you got to balance having both a short-term urgency and long-term vision. This business nor this life is a marathon. It's a lot of short races, times to walk, times to sprint, times to jog. And when you understand that and take advantage of it, you can dominate your business.
Wow, already coming out swinging. The next word is mentor.
Mentor. You show me your mentors, I'll show you your future.
Wow, say no more. The next word is fear.
Ooh, so we just covered. The mother of all fears is the fear of judgment. You tell me fear of rejection, fear of success, fear of inadequacy, fear of whatever. You're just being more descriptive on the fear of judgment. And when you truly understand that, then it helps you come to a realization on focusing on, okay, solutions. How do I overcome and conquer the fear of judgment?
The next word is value.
The more value you put out, the more it's going to come back around. Like I said earlier, focus on not what you're going to receive, on what you're going to give. And I promise you, stop doing the tit for tat of like, what am I going to get from them? I promise you, keep doing it consistently. It will all come back full force.
The universe works that way. The very last word that we have for you, Rob, I know you're going to like this one, dream.
Oh, I'm a big dreamer. So with that word, I would say go buy the book by John Maxwell, Put Your Dreams to the Test, one of the best books you can read when you're an entrepreneur. And the next thing I would say is earn the dream, or it will become a nightmare. And what I mean by that is you can tell me how big your why is, you can tell me how big your dream is, but I'm going to ask this: are your actions matching your dreams? And if they're not, are your dreams big enough and clear enough? Or are they just fake dreams?
Wow. And after you get the John C. Maxwell book, make sure you go get The Game of Conquering. Rob, thank you very much for being on the show, man. We've had a great time with you. It's been more than a pleasure. We definitely got to have you back. In the meantime, man, thank you so much for coming on.
I appreciate your time, my man, and we'll absolutely have to do this again. Thank you so much.
There you have it, family. Builders Club TV. We'll see you next time. Peace.